CM Punk's return promo was seen as hypocritical by some in AEW. We also have an update on rumours of backstage heat for Hit Row in WWE. And an AEW name has gotten a new role within the company. More on that in this video. Right, it's time to talk about CM Punk.
Who? Never heard of her.
CM Punk made his long-awaited by some return on AEW Collision, the debut episode of AEW Collision last weekend, and cut the promo we were all waiting for. And it was, I think, deliberately quite egotistical. Do you think it was deliberately egotistical, or it's just CM Punk and it just came out?
No, that was my main takeaway, is that it's perfectly set him up for a heel run. Obviously, he came out with a shaven head, which I associate with more heel CM Punk than babyface CM
with
Punk.
Heyman.
Yeah, and he's talking about the sort of like him just being in a room is too much for some people to handle, stuff like that. He called himself the king at one point. I think it was all the trappings of the genesis of a heel term for CM Punk.
He also said at one point, I think he said, "I love how much you all love me."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a heel thing to say.
It is, yeah. Even though he was in Chicago.
Yeah.
We'll have to see when he goes to whatever place in Toronto they're going to soon, what he does there.
Well, Toronto, presumably.
That's like around. Jack Atkins was telling me apparently they're going to Toronto itself.
Oh, then down the road.
They're going 40 minutes down the road or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he said Jack Atkins used to live in Toronto, so he's an expert on. Yes, he knows.
Up the Toronto.
Fightful Select though have talked a little bit about the backstage reaction to the promo, saying some things that people backstage took note of included Punk removing the AEW mic flag, with it being noted that it was almost exactly how he'd done the same in a WWE angle in the past as well.
Why would that be hypocritical?
Well, not yet. There's more.
There is more. I was just thinking, why would that be hypocritical? Is that not just harking back to the past and making people feel things?
Yeah, I think that's just a callback. Yeah. But there were definitely people on both sides of things that said this is a game Fightful Select. There were definitely people on both sides of things that said the Punk was just getting out what he needed to get out, and others who felt like it was hypocritical to make comments about being soft after being upset about the Hangman program, the promos, and the spots outlined. So he did at one point say, well, basically alluding to fans of the Young Bucks or the Elite, saying, the wrestlers you like are even softer than you are.
Yeah, something like that. But that brought on then the highlight of the night from Collision on Saturday, in my opinion, which was Samoa Joe just murdering CM Punk right in the tits. It was fantastic. Several chops. He's saying, you think Hangman's soft? Bosh. See you later for that.
But Joe and Punk have that respect forged in the fires of Ring of Honor back in the day, I suppose. Whereas some upstart like Hangman's, I don't know.
It's a weird.
Hangman seems like such a lovely man.
I know. Have you seen the chop though?
The one that he says was
to the face.
It seemed innocuous to me, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, he proper opens up his chest, but Hangman still does him in the face.
Oh, right. Oh. Yeah. Or maybe I've not seen the one that's been talked about.
I can see both sides of that argument, because Hangman is clearly a lovely man.
He does seem to be a lovely man.
In that isolated instance, I can see why maybe Punk would be upset.
Yes, it's an interesting one, and I'm sure we don't know the full details of everything as well that's ever gone on, but it certainly will continue to go on, I think. The Bucks were quick to update their bio when Punk said the counterfeit Bucks line. They said, if you'd said that in 2018, we'd have had a t-shirt out there.
I think that just confirms to me that everything's fine now. They've had their issue, it's all been swept under the carpet, now it's being turned into a storyline for TV.
I would absolutely love it if that was the case, but I don't know. I just don't know, because why wouldn't Tony Khan at least not run away from any question regarding Punk or the Elite in press conferences building up to the event?
Just to feed into it.
Okay, fair enough. Hopefully it is
Maybe
that.
I'm just a cynical, washed old man.
No, I'm being cynical. I think you're the one who's being quite optimistic, saying that this is going to lead to great things down the line, a big feud.
It should do.
It should.
I don't know who would... Yeah, well, you got CMFTR, obviously.
Yeah.
Then the Young Bucks and Hangman.
Or the Young Bucks and Kenny, maybe?
Or the Young Bucks and Kenny.
Anyone.
Don't get Ace Steel in the ring. Whatever you do, don't need to see that.
Punk and Ace Steel versus the Bucks. Round 2. Backstage in WWE, there's going to be heat as well, because recent reports have actually... Oh, no, wait, hang on. There was an update on reports of heat backstage in WWE, but recent reports seem to have debunked those rumours, Ross.
Well, the reports were that Top Dollar, as Michael Cole loved to call him on Friday SmackDown, Flop Dollar, had heat within the company because it stemmed off the gauntlet match that took place on Friday SmackDown. Basically, Hit Row were like the third or fourth team in there. There was one bro kick to Sheamus, and that was it. They were gone out of the match completely.
Yes. It was a very short outing for Hit Row, who haven't even been presented as the strongest tag team, really, since they've made their re-debut.
They've barely been presented as a tag team.
Yeah. But after the show, this led to speculation online, suggesting that Hit Row, and especially Top Dollar, were facing backstage heat. Dave Meltzer even said he is not very popular with some people, and when I watched the way that they did that finish, it's like, man, whatever you've said, you've got some enemies on the creative team, because this was like the burial of all burials. said Meltzer.
Yeah. So that sounds like a bit of a speculatory thing from Dave Meltzer,
It does,
rather based in fact.
Yeah. It seems like his opinion.
Yeah.
But an update from Fightful Select indicates that there isn't anything unusual regarding WWE's management, WWE management's perception of Hit Row, despite the lack of a significant creative plan for them.
A source closely connected to WWE Creative told Fightful that Hit Row, along with other returning talents, were rehired to enhance the roster depth and alleviate the repetitive nature of previous shows that heavily relied on rematches during the final stages of the Vince McMahon era.
Yeah.
And I can see that being a perfectly reasonable reason for why they are where they are. You do need tag teams just to flesh out and make other tag teams look good.
I can see that as well, but then that doesn't... I mean, this is only one example, but that does make me wonder why Maximum Male Models, for example, haven't been used more. Because
it's heartbreaking.
they are a funny tag team that can totally lose every match they ever have, and it won't harm them, and they'll still be entertaining and help get other teams over, and yet they're just on the sidelines, and no one knows why. Elsewhere, a WWE superstar's wife, and also a wrestler in her own right as well, has criticised the booking of her husband after Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin lost in decisive fashion against Indus Sher. Former AEW star and Cedric Alexander's wife, Big Swole, took to Twitter and wrote, "Ced and Shelton truly deserve and have earned more. The Hurt Business should have been back, Lord."
Lord have mercy
Lord
indeed,
have mercy.
because they should be. One fan stated that all fans were robbed from having seen a feud between the Hurt Business and the Bloodline, and Swole responded, "Like for real, that would have been prime."
Yeah,
that would have been prime.
We're not cool enough to talk like Big Swole, but she's really, I mean, usually when someone, sort of a family member, talks about a wrestler who's not getting a push, you think, well, you're just biased because you're related to them or you're married to them. But in Big Swole's case, I think she's got a point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looked like they were going that way for the longest time. There was little, there were backstage segments with, MVP seemingly doing business in the background. Then it's come to nothing. Obviously, the way it all ended was a bit of a... Did you feel short-changed? Is that the right way to put it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Could have been a lot more.
Back over to AEW now, because the main event plans for Forbidden Door this weekend have been revealed. PW Insider Elite are reporting that Omega versus Ospreay will be the main event of Forbidden Door. The belief over the weekend in Chicago was that Kenny Omega versus Ospreay would be closing Forbidden Door in Toronto this Sunday, and it seems like that feeling hasn't changed.
Yeah, Tony Khan recently said in an interview with WrestleNomics that something planned for Forbidden Door could lead to an all-time historic moment at All In. And as we all know with Tony Khan, this can go one of two ways. Hopefully it goes the good way. Surely it means Kota Ibushi will come and they'll have a big old hug. And yeah.
I think that would that be an all-time historic moment?
For a certain bracket of the fan base, it certainly would be.
All-time, yeah, that is true. An all-time
They've
historic
been estranged
moment.
lovers for many years now.
Yeah, I know they have, but an all-time historic moment. If it's an all-time moment, that to me means that means Omega versus Punk or something like that, which I don't think will be set up on the show. But I hope I'm eating my words next week.
God, imagine if they did something like that. Again, that would feed into the thing becoming a storyline, having settled all the differences. Because I think we read last week as well, the legal ramifications have all come to an end, so that's all been dealt with.
Okay.
One way or the other, don't know how, but yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. There's also lots of big matches set up for the show. Another huge one, of course, and maybe the match that I'm most looking forward to is Kazuchika Okada and Bryan Danielson.
Who is the best?
Okada will win, surely. Because,
Do you reckon?
Well, Bryan just loses. He's really selfless, isn't he? He just loses to whoever he wants.
That's the little bit of doubt, though, for me, because he's lost, has he lost one too many big matches?
Maybe.
Would he want to lose one more? You would assume just because New Japan's involved, he would lose that one.
I could see New Japan maybe being all right with that if it led to Okada getting a big win. A big rematch win at Wrestle Kingdom, because that'll be a huge match. Yeah, that'll be huge. Oh, then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we have to wait and see who wins. You can always cheat as well now that he's in the BCC and he's a heel. Yes.
Wheeler Yuta can get involved. The Great Yuta, to give him his proper name.
The Great Yuta. And an AEW name has been given a new role within the company, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider. So in 2021, Amanda Huber joined AEW's community outreach efforts as AEW Together's community engagement coordinator, but she has now transitioned to the production department, saying that she is, well, it doesn't say what the specific...
she's just in the production department.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, the report highlights that Michael Mansouri, who used to work for WWE, I think, Kevin Owens used to shout him, didn't he? Mansouri in the truck.
Yeah.
Is that a different guy? I don't know.
I think
Senior Vice President and co-executive producer of All Elite Wrestling since December 2022, recruited Huber for this role, so fair enough.
Yeah, fair play to her. Is he going to be... I guess, is he the one who's No. Is he a different person? Do you remember when they hired someone who'd been at WWE and they said he had a meeting and it was all very positive?
Oh, I think that was somebody else, wasn't it? That was that guy. Everyone was wishing well on Twitter, wasn't it? I'm forgetting his name.
He was more of like a team leader, not a production. Okay, fair enough. Well, there you have it. There is the wrestling news as we hurtle onwards towards Forbidden Door. We will have a pictures video going up, I believe, in the week as well.
Tomorrow.
Going out tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Well, me and Ross and Andrew will be, or as you call him, Little Andy.
Little Andy?
Will be...
I mean, he is compared to me. He's Little Andy.
We'll be giving our pictures for Forbidden Door. It's not what we think is going to happen. It's what we want to happen. Is there anything else you'd like to plug?
Not just all the regular pay-per-view content will be there, what happened at, but with a change of voice.
I'm away in London. I'm watching the Cubs play the baseball. And the other day you said on the podcast that having gone to cricket test matches, you can't see the ball out the bowler's hand. Mm-hmm. And that has led me to fear the entertainment value of going to see the baseball, where they don't even have to, they can bend their arm, they just throw the ball.
It's a shorter distance as well.
It's faster, it's a shorter distance, and I'm worried.
All the best.
Thank you. Well, as I said, as my girlfriend said, if we can't see it or if it's crap, well, it's just an excuse to have a drink for a few hours.
Exactly.
In the sunshine.
In London.
So it won't be me. There'll be a change on what happened at, but apart from that, all the content will still be there as you'd expect. Now, do leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'm very serious there. Do leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you very soon.